Alright, so last video of the year. Watch this video till the end because I'm gonna break down my system's strengths and weaknesses. So to begin, this beautiful Hertz Milli Legend tweeter is what I would consider the cherry on top in my system. I'll be the first to say this ML280.3 tweeter is not the most articulate, not the most accurate or detailed tweeter there is, but it definitely does what I need it to do. So if you're looking for that hi-fi audiophile extreme accuracy and detail, you can't beat a ribbon tweeter, which is what Stags Audio has in his build. This oversized silk dome tweeter has the ability to sound crystal clear and play loud. Very, very powerful, very potent, which is what I wanted in my system. I like the SQL, sound quality, loudness. That is what I was going for when I decided my mids and highs. Now, a con would be that on my left side, I'm in the passenger seat now. On the left side, the mid-range is hitting this shape here on the dash. Okay, if I raised this speaker set about 2 inches higher, I would have a lot more dispersion and a lot better sound quality. Same thing on this A-pillar. Because of this handle, although I don't have that same problem on this side with the dash having that hump, this handle prevents me from raising this side, because if I raise that side, I also have to raise this side, but this is in the way. So that means I do eventually need to build a custom A-pillar for my speakers so I can get a better speaker location, better sound quality, better front stage. Now for my mid bass, this is a Hertz SPL Show 8-inch woofer. Now you would say, why are you putting an SPL speaker in an SQ system? Well, once you understand speaker parameters, speaker purposes, you don't need to always get high-end audio equipment. If you can't afford it, it's fine. You look for something more affordable that has those specs that you need for performance. This isn't a beautiful looking speaker, but it performs. This is just true to performance, 250 watt RMS. As you can see, it is a paper cone, not esoteric material, nothing fancy. Big surround for that good punch and that good excursion. I do have it crossed over right now in the doors at 80, but once I get a better setup going with my 8-inch mid, whether it's a custom install on the door or if I move it to the kicks. So we got our mids and highs, tweeter, mid-range, and mid-bass. Now for our head unit, I rarely use the Alpine Halo as my signal source. I'm always playing out of this FiO M11 Pro. Quick note, I don't recommend investing in a FiO player or a DAP until you have quality mids and highs. Of course, a DSP, a processor. This here is an older processor, the Audison Bit 1. This processor is another con in my system. Reason I got this was I got it for a great price. It was my first time integrating a DSP into my system. I didn't want to spend the big bucks on anything fancy until I broke down and understood the purpose of a DSP in your system. But something I've always known since I was a kid, because my brothers, my uncles put me on, is your amplifier makes your speakers. This is the Arc Audio X2. It is a $1,200 amplifier. If you know Zapco, well, the engineer from Zapco, Robert Zeft, has now solely moved on to Arc Audio. Again, with the theme of my system, SQL, this amplifier has the capacity to put out 150 watts RMS at 4 ohms per channel. It's a 6-channel, so my mids and highs are well fed with this beast right here. And sound quality purists will say that a Class D amp such as this will never sound as good as a Class AB amplifier? Well, in 2024, a high-end Class D amplifier will give a run for its money to any Class AB amp, regardless of price or brand. What I love about Class D amps is three things. They're compact, they're usually more powerful, have more headroom than a Class AB amp, and they're very, very efficient. So we've broke down our mids and highs, our DSP, and our amplifier. What about the lows? A good SQ system needs to play from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Well, the good news is we got the subs ready. We got the monoblock amp, and we even got the epicenter. Don't judge me, I'm Mexican. Where is the box? Well, the box is on its way. I'm in California. The box is being shipped somewhere in the Midwest or the East Coast, so it'll be here approximately the first week of January. The box was designed and built by Ryan from Sub X Sounds. You can find him on TikTok and on YouTube, or go on subxsounds.com. He makes excellent designs, or can build you an excellent box oriented for your system. I mean, he asks you, what kind of music do you listen to? What truck do you have? What year, what make, what model? He breaks down the finest details to build you a perfectly matched, hand quality, handcrafted box to meet your needs. A custom box is usually gonna sound better than any prefab. And why would I ever put these subs in a prefab? Never. And again, with the theme of my system, SQL, everybody knows the JL Audio W7 series subs are sound quality king. Not only are they sound quality king for low frequency transducers, but they do give these new age 8-inch subs a run for their money when it comes to SPL. However, that is not my goal. I am putting these in a sealed enclosure. Why sealed? Because sealed has a lot better transient response. Sealed gives you more accurate, more precise bass, and a sealed box in its response curve is typically louder than a ported box. A ported box gets a lot louder in the frequency it's tuned to, but it cannot sound as good or as clear as a sealed box. Especially when you don't have a lot of airspace, the last thing you want to do is put your subwoofers in a small box and choke them out, prevent them from performing as they should. And another tip I'm gonna throw in there, since this video is extremely long now, these are 3 ohm subwoofers each, which is a little odd, right? But the higher the ohms, the better sound quality you're gonna get out of your speakers. So I could wire these down to 1.5 ohms and get 1500 watts or 1200 watts out of this audio control monoblock. But I'm gonna be wiring these up to 6 ohms. Yes, 6 ohms, which is more oriented towards home audio setups. 6 ohms, 8 ohms. That is going to give me a lot better sound quality out of this amp. And it's still going to be playing low, sounding good, very precise, very articulate bass. Sound quality, loudness, SQL, that's my goal. And this project has taken me more than a few months. Just know car audio is in everything. When you have a vision, you have clarity, but clarity isn't enough. You need to take action. Don't be afraid to take risks. Plan, research, read, design as much as you possibly can before you start investing. You save some money that way. And don't always listen to other people. Do your own research. That's something that's helped me. Another thing is, good builds take time. I've said it since day one. Whatever's worth waiting for is definitely worth having.